Hi folks, we're on I've put the VHF FM only radio to one side because I've got parts ordered for that. The cabinet's scheduled to be sorted out for that tomorrow. I'll make a start on that, let you know how I'll get on, and obviously show you my results. We're on the Clarke and Smith today, and we're going to be replacing capacitors. I've got this one here. This capacitor here. Where's my pointer upper? Just find my pointer upper, or is it a sticker upper? Right. These two capacitors here are going to replace this. This multi-cap can. This will be coming out, and these will be going in. This is 8 microfarad at I think it's 400 volts, but I'm replacing with 10 microfarad at 500 volts. That's the first one. Then we've got two of these to go in, and two of these are 0.1 microfarad or 100 nanofarad at 650 volts, and these are going to be replacing these here, these two here. And I've got two of them. I don't need to show you the other one, it's the same. And this one here is a 50 microfarad, sorry, it's a 50 volt 100 microfarad, and this is going to be replacing this. I've already replaced a couple of capacitors. Ooh, I've replaced one here. I can't see the values of them now. Let's have a look. Oh dear me. I knew what they were when I put them in. Let's have a look. The value might be on the other side. Why? Oh. 25. That's the temperature, the values on the other side of it. Do you know something, Andy? Sometimes you're not really with it. Right, well, the value of that one is 100 microfarad at 25 volts. And the other one, which I replaced, is this one here. And the value of that one is 22 microfarads at 50 volts. One of these was a 12 volt one. I can't remember which one it was, but one of them was only 12 volts. Can't remember the values. I've got the originals somewhere. But they were only well, that one was 100 microfarad, I think, and that one was, yeah, anyway. Oh, and last but not least, we've got this multi-can, this multi-section capacitor, which is 32 microfarad and 500 volts. Now this one is going to replace these two here. Going to replace the filter capacitor and the dead spiders and the cobwebs. So we're going to replace this with we're going to replace these two with this one. So we're going to do a bit of rewiring as well. So I will just be back in a short second. I'll just put you on pause while I prepare everything. You don't need to see me do that. Right, well, we're into installing the first of the replacement capacitor. Well, actually, I've installed this capacitor here. I've just soldered the negative on for now. I'm just getting things in an order that I understand, and hopefully an order that you understand. If you're watching this, then you obviously understand it. There we go. I'll tell you what, you know, my soldering's not bad. But lovely. Right. I've got a friend of mine here and he's a bit shy, he doesn't like the camera, he's going to keep his mouth shut. But I'm determined I'm going to force him to speak. He'll slip up eventually and he'll speak, he'll say something. Well, he just said something then, as you could hear, he's just talking shit really. Very nice. I've got one of them books, folks, you know, with a built-in fart machine on the side, because you can obviously tell that's a machine. It doesn't sound nothing like a proper trump. Right, so let's get... Right, that'll do now, Andy. Put that down, you dopey fucker. Right, so what we need to do now is connect this resistor, this capacitor to, just get my pointer, this point here. Right, and that is easy enough. I'll just get my little twirly pliers for putting kinks and twirls in things. I don't need any kinks putting in me, I'm already kinky. There we go. I'll tell you what, folks, I really do wish, and I mean this, I mean everything I say, you know me, I really wish they'd make the leads on components a bit longer, you know, so that they actually reach to where you need them to go, as opposed to having to extend them. So these things are sent to trials, folks. Got a nice little loop in that. See what I do, I use these pliers, the little jeweler's pliers, to put a little loop in the wire. And I've done the same with the other side, and what I'll do now, I'll get my pliers, my long nose pliers, and squeeze them together. And there we go. Now just hit it with a soldering iron. Are you enjoying that, Andy? I'll fucking get you, you fucker. Right. Now the next one is to take it round and there we go, and solder that under the capacitor to where it goes on this tag board. Whoops. There we go. Right. Lovely. Lovely. Absolutely stonking. And I've had an idea for mounting this big one as well. I have an idea for mounting that, which you'll see. Yeah, it will go. I can get away with doing that. Now, what we'll do, we'll mount these little 0.1 microfarad. We'll get them mounted. Well, actually we won't. The first thing we'll do, before I forget, I need to mount the no, I'll do this last because I've got to do a modification here and I don't want to hit those capacitors, so we'll do that last. So we will do this. Pull that off there. And pull that off there. Right. This is where you've got to be really careful. Because last thing we want to do is go breaking valve sockets. So I'm going to pull the pins out backwards. At least that's the plan. There we go. Get the pins out backwards. There we go, folks. Pin comes out backwards. This one might have to come out forwards because actually pull the insulation off, because I'll reuse all that insulation. Nothing here gets wasted, as you can well imagine. Ouch. Get a bit hot on the fingers, that. That might not come out the same way the other one did. Yeah, it does. There we go, look at that. Right. Do I need my sucker? Let's see if the new components fit through. That one does. And that one does, so we're okay. So, get a bit of insulation. I need to explain something to you folks. Some of my friends have a strong streak of insanity in them. Yeah. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to do that so you'll make everybody think it's me. If that was me, you wouldn't be sat there laughing. You'd be begging for air. You'd be begging for fresh air. And besides, if you keep doing that, I won't let you listen to my record player when it's done. And I know you're looking forward to that. There we go. Yeah. You can't beat a good fart, can you? I mean, Andy here knows he's full of shit. Stop it, you fucking, you're making me laugh now. This is supposed to be a serious video, you know. It's supposed to be a serious video, this, and I can't do that. I can't stop it and start again because I've started the job. Yeah. Gee, look at that for a solder job. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one they didn't put in there, the cushion creeper. Right, here we go. Yeah. There we go, look at that for a nice neat job, that's lovely. Right, now I need to work out how to get past these two. Look, a resistor there. It's like somebody's got a cack right on the top of it. Oh, pardon me. Now, let's... He's got bored of it, folks. Thank fuck for that, folks. Going to have to listen. Right. There we go. This through here. There we go. There. Right. It's relatively straightforward. I'll tell you what, you know, the guy who sold me this, he said it was very original, and he was right. It was full of dead spiders and cobwebs and, you know. I think this is going to be a bit of an issue, this one. Yeah. Someone's bent the pin right over on that one. I mean, they solder them in. They want them to stay there for years. Trouble is, people who made these things forget the parts wear out. Right. Oh shit. That should just push through like the other one did. There we go. Come out, yeah. There we go, got it. That took some frigging doing. Let's push that resistor down. There we go. Make it easier to get the new capacitor lead through. They put up a bit of a fight, that one. Didn't want to. That one didn't want to lose. I don't have to go around pissing about replacing valve sockets. We've got two resistors back over there. I mean, they spared no expense, Clarke and Smith. Except on the resistors. You can tell they've used shit resistors because the values are coming off them. And I only found one Hunt capacitor. Or cunts as we know them as. There we go, that came out easy enough. I bent these so I could put them in nice and fancy, but I'm going to have to straighten them again because I'm going to put I forgot I was going to put insulators on them. bent them all nice and fancy now. I've straightened them all. And that insulator looks a bit too small actually for that. Never mind, I can put 2 on it if I have to. Yeah. I'll put 2 on it. There we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Right. Do 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 do. Move! Move! Do 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 do. Hi folk, right, now we've got, let's just try and zoom in a bit for you, just zoom in on this area here, there we go, right, I've replaced these 2 capacitors here, just get my pointer because my fat fingers will be in the way, right, I've replaced these 2 capacitors here, which was this one I've replaced. I've replaced this resistor here, this 47k node resistor which goes across these 2 capacitors. I've replaced that. Just put my glasses on. Right. I've replaced this capacitor here, which you can't see. Yeah. Replaced that there, which I think is 100 mic. Yeah. This one here, which if I remember rightly, have a look at it, is a 22 mic. That was, I think that was a 12 microfarad actually, but the lowest I had was 22 in stock. Can't remember now. But this one here is a 100 microfarad at 50 volts. Yeah, 100 microfarad 50 volt. Yeah, because I replaced this one in my hand with that one. That's in the circuit. Replaced these 2 capacitors there. This one and whoops. And this one under these resistors here, replaced that. And they're both 1 UF. They're both, they're 0.1 microfarads. And look, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through, basically I'm going to go through the resistors, because this one was out of tolerance, and all the rest that are out of tolerance I'm going to replace. And this cap here, that you're wondering, that's got not got anything going to it. Well, there was a hole in it, it's just a mark. Right. zoom out a bit. There we go. This multi-can cap here is multi-cap can rather. This is going to replace this capacitor here, which is 32 microfarads, and it's also going to replace this capacitor here, which is the same value. And the ground that went to the capacitor that used to occupy that hole is here, and I can use that as the main ground because it's a chassis ground, circuit ground rather. So I can use that for that, and everything looks pretty much tickety-boo. Yeah, I'm more than happy. And this plate will come down and nothing will touch this plate. I've made sure of that. That'll obviously get tightened up once it comes back down again, but nice so you can just lift that out of the way without having to undo it all. Now because these are the same value, I don't actually have to worry about which one I solder to. There we go. So what we'll do, folks, we'll start off by putting the ground on, the negative. Here we go. And what I do, I bend them with my little jeweler's pliers as such. Oh, by the way, my friend Andy's gone home now. I just hope you don't think those farting noises were emanating from me, because I can assure you they were not. They were coming from a book. I know most of you probably don't believe. Yeah, right, we heard that one before. Yeah, well, I will show you the book in a bit. Anyway, get in there, you. There we go. That's negative connected. Now we can snip this, snip it here. There we go. Take this out. I will actually remove the clamp. Right. Let's remove the clamp. I mean, I should have just done that anyway instead of making life. Where have you put my screwdriver at? He had hold of my screwdriver. Where have you put my screwdriver? Oh, here it is. Must have passed it me back. Right, so let's take the clamp off here. I mean, the clamp's already undone. I thought it would have just popped off, but it obviously doesn't. I would have just thought the capacitor would have just popped out. Starters were meant to go on. There we go. Well, that's belt and braces, that, isn't it? Look, that's one of those self-tapping clamps, but then they put a nut on the top of it as well. They didn't want that going anywhere, did they? Still, Yeah, 500 volts DC, 32 microfarad. Jubilia. Yeah, it's a name you don't hear now, isn't it, folks? Right, so we'll just clip this off the bus bar. There we go. There's no point in fighting down there with a soldering iron. Now I'll get myself a new piece of wire, and I will now feed that insulation back over. There we go. Get my little twirly pliers, my little jeweler's pliers, and I will bend that back round. There we go. Now let's look in my drawer for my spare bits of wire. Like everybody, I have a secret drawer that has all these mystery pieces of wire, and I need 2 pieces. There's one. That one will do. Might even do both that actually. So we're going to go from here to here. To there. And then go from yeah, because that's the positive end. Go to there, so that'll do both. That's what I like to see. A plan in action. It's a bit tough, that wire. Let's get the knife on it. Really, I wanted that's got it. Really, I wanted stiff, rigid wire, but this will do. Now, just put that there a second. I've got one of them helping hands. It's at the back of the bench. But it'll do here. Give it a mild tin. There we go. Give it a little bit of a tin. And that way I can get my pliers and I can bend it into a loop. See, we're okay with this because none of these wires I'm doing are in any way going to affect any of the others. They're not going to be sleeving sliding off. There we go. Bloody hell. That's got it. That was a bit on the stiff side. There we go. Now we'll pass that through there. Let's make the hole a bit bigger. Get my pliers, close the holes up. I mean, this is a whole easier way of doing it. It's an easy way of doing it, it's a quick way, rather than having to piss about with all these tag boards, desoldering. Then, there we go. You ain't gonna hit anything anyway with that. That's spot on. That's spot on. I'll never touch anything. That brilliant. Now I'll take this one to here. Just tin it first. I'll take that one to the first capacitor. In the can. As I say, there's no right or wrong way about this, because both capacitors are the same value, so there's no right or wrong way of wiring this up. It's purely for one of the rare occasions in electronics how you want it. And there's no node resistor. There's no node resistor going across there. Don't know whether you have to add one. And then we've got the wire there at the recce valve. Are we coming off? So we're going to come off this wire here, plainly and simply because it's bloody easier. Cut that off there. Chop that out of there. It's got a bit of a bump in that actually. Around the edge there, there's a bit of a bump. And that one has an awl. Yeah, that's got a bit of a bump in it and all, so they needed doing. But what I'll do now is slide the sleeve, the sleeving off. Cut the amount off I need to remove, and just slip it back on. And twist that round with the pliers. Right, let's put the valves back in. This is the EZ80 and these are the ECL82s. Right. Which is in the best nick out of the two of them because they're ECL82. That fucker. I think that's an ECL82. Looks taller. And that's an ECL 82. The Mullard one's the Mazda one's a bit narrower. Yeah, the Mazda ones are a bit smaller. It's an ECL 82. I can assure you of that. At least, yeah, it is. But it's a bit smaller. Shut up. There we go. Right, let's go and get the cabinet and put it back in the cabinet and switch it on and see what it does. You know what to say, folks, in for a penny, in for a pound. Hi folks, this is the Clarke and Smith record player all back together, but I'm not completely happy with it. Let's put the record on. It's playing, but it starts to develop a hum the longer it's on. It's got plenty in it, as you can hear, but I'm still not 100% happy with it, folks, so there's going to be another part to this video. It does sound nice, but it just starts to develop a hum and you can actually feel the hum through the cabinet. So I've changed the electrolytics. So that's the volume full up, plenty there as you can see, but when I turn the mic volume up, if it fizzes, it makes a rustling sound. So, you know, I'm not completely satisfied, so but there's plenty in there. Now let's turn it off. It's starting to fizz through the record player now. Let's turn it back on again. It could be a loose connection actually. Anyway folks, I'm going to call it a day for tonight, or call it a night even, but all the capacitors have been replaced, well, all the electrolytics, and those two metal, I've replaced those two I think they're wax, I'm not sure, but I've replaced them with two of them yellow ones, like a ceramic-y sort of thing. Replaced those, so it's a case of check resistors now, and we'll see where we go, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. So I'll upload this video for you, and you can have a look. And by the way, those sort of farty trumpy sounds you could hear on the video, it's not me. It was my mate Andy was round here, and he had this book and he was pressing these buttons. Yeah. That sounded like Donald Trump making a speech. Right folks, I'm out of here, and I'll get on, because I've got to go to work in a bit and I want to have a sleep before I do. So what I'll do, I'll get my chair, I'll say goodnight, and I'll get this video prepared and edited. Well, I don't edit them, I just join them together because it's in different segments, obviously, because I paused the camera and the battery's going flat. So I shall speak to you later folks. Bye for now. Oh, the final part of this video, I've already said, it's coming up tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now folks.